Okay, Sharp Practice 2. I've this summer wanted to pick up these rules and try to get familiar with them. They're quite different than Sharp Practice 1, which I have enjoyed very much using with my Military History and Miniature Club. This is a second go-round of my attempt to understand the rules. One of the things that this uses that the first didn't is deployment points. So I made these little markers. The French bought a scout, so they had this one. Then they were able to have a second one 24 inches away. So these are the two French deployment markers. So they all start here, and then depending on what type of troop they are, they can be placed on the table a number of inches away. So those were the French. Then this was the British deployment point here in this village. So their objective was to hold this town. There are Spaniards. There's a formation of 3 Spanish battalion or companies, I guess. I was using some artillery this game. I didn't last time, so that was kind of fun figuring that out. A British formation of 3 line companies. Then I had lots of 3 different groups of light infantry. And I'm finding that they don't hold up. I mean, they can be a real nuisance, but this group here, these French, basically just annihilated this group of rifles that were out in the open, and they get bonuses for cover bonuses for just being skirmishers, but that didn't help much when those guys unleashed. Had these dragoons. They cantered down the road and got to about this point. And then the rifles from 24 inches away, because they have a long range, were able to kind of discourage them. So they're kind of holding back there, waiting for an opportunity to get into the battle. This French formation, 2 groups came marching over the hill, and just in time for this gun to unlimber and fire a round of canister. They were going to try to charge, but in this game, these shock points, there were 3 on each. You subtract an inch of movement for every point of shock that they have. So they were about 5 inches away. So I would have had to roll an 8 with 2 dice for them to be able to close. And if they didn't, they'd just be sitting ducks again. So I decided to pull them back in the hope that they could rally some of those points off and then make a second go. But in the meantime, these guys have come up, and some German counterparts are coming as well. So the second stage of the game will be to see how these guys can do in taking on those Spaniards that are behind that wall. I think it'll be a tough challenge for them. But overall, I'm enjoying the rules. These are the counters. I got these with the rules and painted them up a little bit. But you put them in a bag and you draw them out, and that's kind of a nice dynamic of the game. It's kind of fun to do that. Another aspect of the rules are these command chips. So this is a French one, and this is a British one, and you have to learn how to play those at just the right time to bring an advantage to a particular unit or to interrupt your opponent as he's trying to play his things. There's a morale system. So this is what they gave you. So in this case, the French are at 11. The British started at 10 and are down 1 because a unit had to retreat. Those are the British losses so far. You can see that there's a great number of them. These are the French losses to this point. So for whatever reason, the French are getting the better of it. But we'll kind of see what happens in the next go-around. There's the French commander. He is a level 4, so that gives him a lot of things that he can do during his turn when his chip is drawn. And the woods, that French skirmish battalion or company has been trying to slow them down. Did a little damage, but now the superior numbers of the British line are beginning to take a pretty heavy toll, so I'm not sure they'll be able to hang out much longer. So anyway, that's my report. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.